Jedi Arena for the Atari 2600 video computer system, released in 1983 by Parker Brothers and played with the paddle controllers. Jedi Arena is an attempt to recreate the training scene from Star Wars, where Luke Skywalker was trying to deflect lasers from the flying ball droid, but instead of a boring little scene like that, the game adds in a second player and gives the ball the ability to shoot force lightning that will chip away at the shield protecting each Jedi. Well, really, that's all you're gonna do. I mean, look, you got a game with two Jedi and they both have lightsabers. So instead of doing some mildly interesting dueling game, which would have been an interesting failure if nothing else, you got this thing where you wave your saber around with a paddle controller because holy Jar Jar Binks on a stick, we need to do something with those goddamn paddle controllers. Because games like Pong, Super Breakout, Warlords, and Demons to Diamonds weren't enough for paddle controllers. Look, I like the paddle controllers. I think they're lovely. I wish I had more games that used paddle controllers in my collection. Hell, I wish I had paddle controllers for games that could have used paddle controllers. But Jedi Arena is not the best use of these paddle controllers. All you're doing is you're just using the paddle to wave your lightsaber around to deflect the lightning blast from the remote droid. Pressing the button will shoot the lightning blast towards your opponent, and your main goal is to chip away at your opponent's shield until you have an opening to strike him down with force lightning. You could aim lightning with your saber, and at times you'll have these lightning storms that you have to defend against, and yeah, you do this a couple more times until someone wins, and meh. This is actually kind of lame. It's like the poor Jedi's version of Warlords, except with two less players, a ball that shoots lightning instead of bouncing around to chip away at barriers, and nowhere near as fun. Don't get me wrong, it's not a broken game. The paddle controller manages that slick precision control over your lightsaber, but at the same time you kinda wish you were doing something better with that lightsaber than block lightning from a ball. I guess doing a game that's more of a lightsaber duel might have been unwieldy on the VCS, but at least, like I said before, it would have been an interesting failure. Jedi Arena gets boring in a hurry, and that's too bad. In terms of visuals, Jedi Arena is good enough that you can recognize the elements on screen. The two Jedi Knights, the remote droid, and the lightning looks somewhat like lightning. Can't ask for much more than that, I suppose. Not much to say in terms of flickering, so that's okay. As far as sound effects go, it's your usual collection of varying pitches of trademark Atari static noise. Not much to add there. Overall, if there was a word I could use to describe Jedi Arena, it would be... Actually, I honestly don't know. Because there's two trains of thoughts that come to mind regarding this game. On the one hand, it controls well enough, the concept is fairly straightforward to understand, and it isn't entirely broken. At the same time, however, it's not that interesting of a game, gets boring in a hurry, it just lacks any kind of real replayability that you get from other paddle games like Breakout or Pong or even other Star Wars games such as, well, Empire Strikes Back. You get what I'm trying to say here, right? On a whole, not a particularly worthwhile game. It's not really terrible or anything, but suffice it to say that there are better games that you could put those paddle controllers to good use for. Jedi Arena is not one of those games.